Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. I'm Farhad. If you're new to this channel then please smash that subscribe button now. And we are still about 500 odd subscribers away from the 2k mark, the new goal of our channel. So if you're new, please smash that subscribe button and like the video. And there are a spate of Malayalam films to be consumed on OTT, and I'm getting to them one by one. The first Malayalam film that I'm going to be talking about is the new Tovino Thomas film, which is called Neelavelicham, which is now streaming on Amazon Prime. I had earlier missed out on its theatrical release, but I was really curious to know on what the film actually has to offer. And the reason for that was because there are many things that are going for the film, like the star cast. It has Tovino Thomas, Shine Tom Chacko, Reema Kalingal, and Roshan Matthew, all who are prolific actors. And the film is directed by Ashik Abu, who is a prolific director himself. But more importantly, the film is actually an adaptation of a literary work by one of the best writers of Kerala, which is Vaigam Mohammad Bashir. Now, I haven't read his short story, neither have I watched the original film. So, this film, Neelavelicham, is a reboot of an original 1964 Malayalam film which is called Bhargavi Nilayam, and I haven't watched that either. So, there is no reference to either the source material or the original film that is there. However, I will still try to put my thoughts across on what I felt about the film based on the assumptions of what the original source material would be. I think this would be a better approach for that. So then, does Neelavelicham manage to impress? Let's find out. So coming to the story and screenplay, Neelavelicham is a story of a recluse writer who comes to reside in an abandoned mansion which is haunted by a revengeful ghost. So what happens next? That forms the rest of the film, and the story here is interesting, but it is far too predictable for my liking. The story here is very predictable, which brought me to the idea that probably there was a dilemma for the makers whether to stay true to the source material or to adapt it according to the modern era. They opted for the former. The creative decision did backfire, and it did result in a bit of a bland sort of a watch. The screenplay here, standing at about 130 minutes, does have its moments to shine, but it just lacks the emotional connect that really was an integral aspect of this film, is what I think. Now, the drama does open in a very good fashion. There is a sense of world building to it. In the very first frame, you are introduced to the ghostly figure, in which there is a seed that is sown in the minds of the viewer, whether there is a ghostly presence or not. Cut to that, you are introduced to the protagonist, who we are told is a writer and has come to stay there. Now, the writers do well in building about the ambience, with the look of the mansion or the people around him warning him not to go there, which he definitely does not budge, and he still continues to to stay in that mansion. And that is when I knew that the fun is about to start, but it just doesn't quite kick in the way I was expecting it to. The proceedings focus more on the ambience and the poetic tones of the horror, which are beautiful, but it still had to have that emotional connect which is lacking, and that is one of the major flaws, along with the drama being predictable. The drama is just so predictable that I would come to an opinion that probably it may have worked in 1964, but it will never work in 2023. It cannot work in 2023. It's just far too simple. I just really wish the drama was a little layered and the characters were little well developed. All the characters are one dimensional here, is what I feel. They just stick to what was their writing material. Like, if someone is bad, he's bad, someone is good, he's good. There are no layers to the character. I think in the first half there were two stories that were there. One, budding relationship between a writer and the ghost that is there, and in the second half, when the flashback actually begins, both stories should have had an emotional connect. Particularly in the first hour, I felt loneliness is the theme that was being explored here. Both were lonely. The writer was lonely and the ghost was also lonely, but both due to different reasons. One out of choice and one out of revenge. And I think that was could have been a start of a very unexpected sort of a relationship which just did not happen. I wish a little hint was given into the psyche of the writer that was there. That would have made for an interesting watch. Coming to the second half, I felt that once the flashback portions begin, it becomes ultra predictable. You exactly know where this film is going to head, and it does exactly that. Again, the emotional connect is something that it comes down to, and it is followed by a bland final act which just doesn't connect. So the screenplay is a bit of a mixed bag here. I mean, it does build on the ambience very well, the horror elements that are there. It's moody and it's impressive, but the emotions do not land here, and that is what leads to the downfall of Neelavelicham. I am assuming that the source material is similar to this, which is why my assumption is that the story was as simplistic as this, which would have worked in 1964 and not in 2023. Coming to the technical aspects, the dialogues, music, and the direction, I feel the dialogues are intrinsic and well penned, but just the dialogues cannot work in the betterment of the film when the writing is wrong. The writing of the screenplay is off, and that is what leads to the eventual downfall. The music is beautiful, the songs are really melodious, really good. Probably the best album I've heard all year, and the songs deserve a playlist of their own. I'll probably revisit them, which makes me sad that it came in a film that was, yeah, pretty average, so to say. The BGM also does enhance the viewing experience pretty well. The cinematography and the VFX are the unsung heroes of the film. They capture some beautiful frames here, and the special effects are pretty good also. The editing is crisp as well. So the technical department deserves a thumbs up, but the director misses the mark. Ashik Abu misses the mark. He's a prolific director, make no mistake about that. But here I think he was more inclined towards inclined towards sticking to the source material and sticking the story in that area, in that source material. But he did overlook the fact that the story becomes ultra predictable with one dimensional characters, and that is what leads to the downfall of the eventual film. Now coming to the performances, I feel the performances are pretty impressive. Definitely Shine Tom Chacko is outstanding once again in a negative role, and there is something about his expressions that give an impression that he's wicked. I mean, his character is wicked. He is not wicked, his character is wicked. So he does an excellent job with his expressions. Roshan Matthew is sincere and earnest. Reema Kalinga looks pretty and does a good job, but the emotional connect in a character is not present. Tovino Thomas also is very understated and does a very good job here, although I wish there were some elements to his character. Probably they could have, I don't know, added different shades to his character other than just being brooding and reclusive. They could have added a few shades probably, I don't know. But otherwise the performances are good. All other actors also do a good job. Overall, I feel that Neelavelicham is a beautiful poetic horror, but it lacks emotional connect. It is streaming on Amazon Prime. If you watch the film, let me know your thoughts on the same. I would also like your opinion on the original source material that is there. If any one of you have read that source material, I know plenty of you all would have, let me know, and I will like to learn about that, and also about the original film. If anyone has watched that, please let me know your thoughts on the same, and how did this adaptation or reboot stand in comparison to that. Was my analysis correct or not? Other than that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also press that bell icon. Follow me on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. All information is present in the description below. Also visit my site Popcorn Reviews with a double S, the link of which is in the description box below for the review of Neelavelicham. I'll see you again tomorrow with another video. Until then, subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon, share this video with your friends. Let's grow this family together. Cheers. Thank you.